There are three traditional arguments for the existence of God. It is called the cosmological argument, the teleological argument, and the moral argument. So, what is the cosmological argument? The cosmological argument argues from the existence of the universe to the existence of God as the cause of the universe. Essentially, everything that is finite has a beginning. The universe is finite. That means the universe has a beginning. And if the universe has a beginning, whatever caused the universe to happen has to be outside that universe. And in our worldview, that is God. Because whatever created the universe must be outside the universe and must be all powerful and all knowing. And that is God. So the argument goes like everything that begins to exist has a beginning. The universe exists, therefore, the universe has a beginning. This actually goes against atheism, which states there is no God outside of the universe, that the universe has always existed. Of course, philosophically, this does not make sense because everything that exists has a beginning. Do we have scientific evidence for this? Of course. Consider the second law of thermodynamics. It basically states that it essentially explains that the universe is running out of energy. It means the universe is running down. So whatever that is running down is not infinite, has not existed forever. It had a beginning. Secondly, consider the cosmic expansion. Modern astronomy has told us that the universe is constantly expanding. If something is expanding, it means there was a point which it began to expand. If you reverse the expansion, mathematically, there will be a point in which the expansion was initiated, again pointing to the fact that the universe did actually have a beginning. Then we have something for the CMB, the cosmic microwave backgrounds. This is the radiation that came from the initial explosion of the beginning of the universe, the Big Bang. Then we have the Einstein's theory of general relativity, which actually requires that time has a beginning, and a number of notable astronomers have actually concluded and conceded that scientifically and empirically the universe does have a beginning. Everybody believes it now, and that is the cosmological argument, stating that God is the purpose of the universe. Right after that, we have the teleological argument, or the fine-tuning argument. This is the argument from design. Essentially, the universe shows complexity in design. The universe is fine-tuned. And like we know, every design presupposes a designer. Just like if you see a watch on the ground, you'd know that somebody made that watch. Every watch has a watchmaker, and the universe is vastly more complex than a watch. Therefore, the universe has a designer. The argument goes like, all designs have a designer. The universe exhibits great and complex designs. Therefore, the universe has a designer. Essentially, the universe came out of the mind and creativity of a person or being. Do we have anything scientific that supports this? Consider the human body. Now, it has been proven that the simplest living cell has more information than the Webster unabridged dictionary. Think about that. Think about that. The simplest living cells contains more information than Webster's dictionary. So we can actually say the universe does not have a designer or a creator as much as we can say a dictionary just randomly popped up. Of course, there is a designer where there is intelligent design. What about the human DNA? As a matter of fact, our DNA sequence exhibits the exact same structure as our human language. There is like an alphabetical system of storing information. All this presupposes that there is a mind that puts that information there. And that mind, in our worldview, is God. The final argument is the moral argument. Essentially, it states there are moral laws that are absolutely binding on everybody. And for every law, there must be a lawgiver. And God is that lawgiver. The argument was like this. Moral law implies a moral lawgiver. Objective moral laws exist. Therefore, there must be an objective moral lawgiver. What does this mean? It means there are some moral absolute that are binding on everybody, regardless of your culture or your belief or your religion. For example, is it right or wrong to sexually assault a 2-year-old? Everybody should tell you it is wrong. Where did we get that? It cannot be from we human beings. because other human beings cannot be the moral reference for other human beings. Because why would the moral worldview of one person be superior to that of another? If I believe something is wrong, why should that be binding on you? So it means whatever is binding on us, and there are actual things that are binding on us, it must be from outside of us. And God is the moral lawgiver because He's the ultimate moral reference for good and evil. So those are the three traditional arguments for the existence of God. There are numerous others that you can deploy and that I would encourage you to learn more. So we have come to the end of the second lesson, and in this lesson covered the metaphysical precondition. We've proven that there is a God who actually exists infinitely and personally and absolutely moral, who is outside of the universe and who created the universe. We've examined the 7 major worldviews regarding whether there is a God who created or did not create the universe. We've examined the 3 traditional arguments for the existence of God, namely the cosmological argument that the universe began at a point, and whatever began the universe must be outside of it, and that is God. We also looked at the teleological argument, which is the argument from fine-tuning, from intelligent design. Every design implies a designer. Then we examined the arguments from morality, the moral arguments. There are binding moral laws, and every law implies a lawgiver, and God is the moral lawgiver. In the next lesson, we're going to examine the remaining 10 preconditions for systematic theology, from the supernatural precondition to the methodological precondition. Before you go, if you found this insightful, please like the video, subscribe, and share with your believer friend. It will sure help them. Till the next time that we'll see, bye.